Hello all, Stacey the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to your new moon musings for the new moon that happened on February 17th. We are in an Aquarius energy at this time, and we are at our full moon. And the full moon is all about receiving. So before I pull the cards, let's just talk a little bit about this full moon energy. So it is happening on March 3rd. At 4:39 a.m. EST, which is 9:39 a.m. UTC time. And this full moon is in Virgo. And here's a little bit about what I downloaded. And it was really interesting when I was downloading this information because it kind of feels like it's the opposite to Virgo. But I'm going to give you what I'm getting because that's what I got. So I heard right away, be in flow with rhythms that are more supportive and easeful for you this month, or this window of time, sorry, not this month, from the 3rd to the 6th of March. Let go of the schedule for a while and connect intuitively with the moon energy. So be really intentional about connecting with that moon energy. Be led by its soft light. I thought that was really interesting. So let's talk just really briefly about the moonlight. We have sun, divine masculine, very bold, fiery, lots of warmth, shares everything, shows everything. Nothing is hidden in the light of the sun. The moon energy is a little more internal. It is the divine feminine. It is a softer, gentler light. It still gives us light. It still shows us where we need to go. But because it's on that gentler side, it casts a lot of shadow. Things aren't always what they seem. And I feel like that's something that we really need to be kind of paying attention to from the 3rd to the 6th, is understanding that if we're witnessing something or we're seeing something with our own two eyes, we don't want to necessarily trust that entirely. We want to trust and verify, move closer. I always like to say it's Scooby-Doo. Oh my God, there's a ghost on the wall in the garage. But then when you get closer to the garage, you realize, oh, it was just a rag on a rake. And it was the way that the light was hitting it that it was presenting as something else. So don't jump to any conclusions and be in the flow with rhythms that are more supportive and easeful, and be led by the moon's soft light. So this is going to be a window of time where it really is about tapping into your intuition, not paying attention so much to what you're seeing with your own two eyes, but tapping into the intuitive guidance, feeling those chills, those truth bumps. That's how things are going to resonate. Okay, the full moon is about I receive. How can I best open to the energies of this full moon to receive clarity, guidance, or direction? And what gift does this full moon offer to me? So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so we've got our Mystery Dragon deck here. And what is it that we are receiving? Oh, beautiful. 10 of Wands. So we're receiving guidance, messages, and information that are really going to inform what it is that we truly need to release because it's holding us back. This is a card of rewards and the burdens that go with it. And what we're seeing here in this particular depiction is we've got a woman who has done the barehanded climb. She doesn't have climbing apparatus. She is heading up there. She's been told that she needs to grab these wands. She's been told to go and talk to this dragon to get these wands. And if you notice, the dragon is not reaching out to help her. The dragon is like, all right, you got to take this to the end. It's about your follow through. So how badly do you want to need these wands? Let's evaluate before you, practically kill yourself trying to get to the end goal. Evaluate whether or not you actually really need these things. Is it an ego want, an ego desire, or is it the intuitive voice that is telling you to take this journey and to get there? There's no right or wrong answer, but it's really important to apply discernment at this time to understand whether you are driving yourself, pushing yourself, heading in a direction that is ego-based, ego-driven, or whether it is driven by the intuition and driven by the heart. She is wearing green, and green is the heart chakra. So perhaps she is being driven by the heart in this situation. And when she does reach those wands and she does reach the dragon, she's going to be really glad that she went the extra mile, or that she, followed through right to the end. But then she's got to keep in mind that she's got to go back down this treacherous mountain, and she doesn't have a bag to put her wands in. So how many wands is she really going to be able to carry safely to get her on that, kind of on that path and on that vision? So when we're talking about receiving, I feel like it's important for you to allow yourself to really receive the intuitive guidance and the discernment, because ego is a tricky, sticky wicket. I always say it's the squeaky wheel that gets the grease, because the intuition can be very soft, gentle. Again, moonlight energy. Things aren't always what they seem. You hear something or you feel something and you're like, did I really hear that? Did I really feel that? The ego is the sun. The ego is like, you can't miss it, right? So I'm really feeling like the 10 of Wands is really inviting you to receive permission to evaluate what exactly it is that you are working towards, and what is the motive, what is the why, what is driving you to that. Because if it's ego, you want to reevaluate. Doesn't necessarily mean that the ego is wrong, but the ego is driven by a different energy, a different frequency. Ego is driven by fear. Intuition is driven by love. And that's the distinction. And that's what you're going to be receiving on the other side of it. I mentioned in a previous phase that there were going to be some shakeups in terms of work and layoffs and things of that nature. And if you are being affected by this, I feel like this is going to be a time when you're going to be receiving some good news about opportunities that you can take advantage of moving forward. So this is also a time where you're going to be receiving some good news that is going to help propel you forward. So if you felt a little bit stuck and not quite sure what the next step is, this is also the window of time where you are going to be receiving information and opportunities that you can explore to be able to get you unstuck. That feels like great news to me. Okay, so that is our new moon musings for the full moon phase. That is that full moon happening on March 3rd, and the energies are going to be pretty potent from the 3rd until the 6th. So until I see you in a few days for the next phase, which is going to be the disseminating moon phase, I'm sending you lots of love and lots of support. Like, subscribe, click the bell, share the information with whoever you feel could benefit from it. Check out my join button. I've got 3 different tiers of membership. Would love to be able to keep the conversation going in deeper ways with you if you're so inclined. We will see you on another episode of Black Feather Couture, Divining a VIP Life. We'll see you on the flip side, and transform well.